Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Wehrli, and for this video, I'm going to be talking about my weight loss journey and how I lost over 50 pounds last year in 2019. Now, before we dive into that topic, I am no way an expert on health or fitness. This is just my own experience and sharing what has worked for me. Just some tips and tricks on what I did to lose weight and hopefully can bring inspiration to others who are trying to lose weight. So I want to start off by giving a little backstory about my weight and what my body type was like. I used to be a very skinny kid growing up. I had that fast metabolism where I could eat just about anything I wanted without even gaining any weight. But by the time I reached my senior year in high school, is when I started to put on weight. See, I was homeschooled from 4th to 10th grade, so at that time, I was never really into dating or chasing girls and didn't really care so much about my looks. As I got older and was more exposed to people, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be accepted among my peers, and I wanted to be noticed by chicks. By my junior year in high school, I spent the summer attending Oregon Boys State and cyber camps, and had access to a lot of free food and desserts. Now, I've always had the biggest sweet tooth on the planet. However, at home, my mom was always strict about us with desserts, so my cravings really started to increase. But when I went to Boys State and cyber camps, I really indulged in all the free desserts. That's when I started to get heavier, and it was a shock to me not to be able to fit into my clothes and having to buy bigger pairs of clothes. When I returned to high school as a senior, I was able to drop the weight I had gained thanks to playing football, basketball, and tennis. After I graduated from high school, I put on weight during the summer, but dropped a ton of weight after spending the first few weeks of college trying out for the basketball team. Now, I always hated exercising growing up. I just couldn't stand the feeling of being out of breath, sweating like crazy, my heart racing so fast, and being sore. When I went through the pain of exercising, I would always reward myself for making it through in the most unhealthy way. It's usually recommended that you have a post-workout meal after a workout with protein and carbs to help rebuild your muscles and restore your glycogen levels. However, my post-workout was nothing like that. It was typically just soda and junk food. I transferred to another college after getting my associate's degree, gained a lot of weight there thanks to a lack of exercising and the college meal plan. When I lived in my apartment while finishing college, I would go to the gym at night and just do the same exercise each time I went to the gym. And by the time I graduated from college, I started working a full-time job where I was just sitting in a cubicle all day taking calls from customers, and that definitely put a lot of weight on me. Throughout my adult life, a typical diet for me was DiGiorno's Pizza and Dairy Queen. I had a nasty habit of spending so much money on groceries and only ended up baking a pizza. By the end of the year 2018, I was at my highest weight. I was at 276 pounds, and I was just so ashamed of the way I looked and how I had to constantly buy bigger pairs of clothes to fit in. I hated the way I looked in my pictures. My face was just so pudgy when I smiled, and I'm like so much larger than everybody in the group photo that I'm with. And I just hated how I was standing out like that. I was not confident at all to approach women and strike up a conversation with them because I always assumed that they would be horrified at the sight of me. But whenever I saw women hanging out with men that were in so much better shape than me, it made me feel a lot worse about myself. I constantly told myself that I gotta change and do something about myself. The problem was, I always hated doing the work when it came to setting a goal. Like I said earlier, I hated working out and I hated dieting. But there are a lot of things out there that inspired me to make a change. One was my sister, who put on a ton of weight while she was in college, but later stayed consistent with her nutrition and was able to lose so much weight by doing that. And then there's my friend Anthony, who was well over 300 pounds, and he lost so much weight thanks to cutting back on sugars and other foods that was making him so obese. I always asked people for their secret, and they would always say, there is no secret. It's all about doing the work and being committed to it. And I just whined every time I heard that there was no such thing as a magic pill for my problems. I finally decided to start when I came across a video on YouTube by Eric Conivore titled, "I worked out like Chris Hemsworth for 30 days." And I thought, wow, Thor is one of the sexiest guys on the planet. Could working out like him make me look sexy? When I watched Eric's video, I saw how he outlined his plan. He had to give up sugar and he had to give up alcohol. Now, giving up drinking wasn't a problem for me because I don't usually drink. Sugar, however, was gonna be a challenge. But it was so nice to see how Eric too struggled through this, because it reminded me that everybody is human. That's when I finally decided, alright, let's do this. The first thing I had to do was line out what my goal was about and why I'm doing this. Every goal you take on has to begin with a why. There were many reasons why I wanted to do this. I wanted to be more attractive to women, but you can't just set a goal with the intent of pleasing others or anybody else. It has to be for you. So after doing some brainstorming, I finally figured out my why. I wanted to be happier, I wanted to be healthier, and I wanted to be more confident. See, I used to struggle with severe anxiety and depression, and getting out of that phase was just so hard for me. It would take a miracle for me to get out of that phase. It also took me forever to realize that being in a relationship isn't the answer. The answer is just to be happy no matter what state you're in, and how to move forward in life. So now that I had my why, it was so much easier for me to move forward with my goal. The next part was figuring out how I was going to do this. I had learned that dieting is 80% of your fitness, while 20% is exercising. And I thought to myself, F my life. But I learned that dieting doesn't have to be super restrictive. There's a video on YouTube by Scooby1961 on how to lose weight as easy as 1, 2, 3. His first tip was to make substitutions to your diet. So I thought, instead of buying DiGiorno's pizzas, make them homemade and use wheat flour. Instead of buying Safeway cookies, which, oh my god, I love to death, make them homemade with whole wheat flour and drink lots of water. So coming up with a new dieting plan became easy for me to follow. The next part was figuring out what my workout schedule was going to be like. I signed up for a gym membership at our local gym called The Rack. And I started my first few weeks taking gym classes like group active, which involves cardio, strength, core, balancing. And then I was also participating in some cycling classes as well. Sometimes I would also work out at home when I just didn't feel like going to the gym. And on my TV, I would turn on the YouTube app on my smart TV and then just play some YouTube videos about HIIT, high intensity interval training. By the summer of 2019, I decided to sign up on Instagram for the very first time. When I posted pictures of my workout and used a lot of hashtags, I felt so amazed to be quickly getting a lot of likes and followers on my Instagram. And I just felt that that was a huge motivator for me to keep on going. I'm a sucker for attention, what can I say? Over the days, I would meet new people on Instagram and we would have chats about our fitness journeys. And what really inspired these people who were following me on Instagram was knowing that I was also autistic. See, I meet a lot of people on Instagram who have autistic children, and they follow me for hope and inspiration. And it also motivates them to get back into the fitness gig. And it just felt so good to know that I am making an impact on people by what I'm doing. At the end of my first month, I saw that I had lost 10 pounds. So I knew that what I was doing was working. It had to keep on going. I came across several YouTube fitness gurus like Whitney Simmons, Chrissy Sela, Hannah Oberg, Scott Herman, and Jeff Nipper, many others. They would often post workout routines that I would follow along, and that really helped me progress. I didn't want to just do cardio. I wanted to be lean and fit, and I learned that in order to be lean and fit, I would have to incorporate resistance training in my workouts, because muscle burns fat so much faster than, regular cardio exercises would do. Muscle also helps you burn fat a lot faster while you're resting too. I also learned about the importance of tracking my food. See, tracking your food is so important because if you are looking to lose weight, you need to be on a calorie deficit. So whatever your goal weight is, you would add another 0 to that. And that's how many calories you should consume a day. And what I mean by a calorie deficit is that you have to burn more calories than what you consume every day. There was this app that I was introduced to for tracking, and that was called MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal would have you put in your goal weight and your current weight, and then calculate how many calories a day you need to consume, as well as your daily macros. So my goal weight is 220 pounds. That means I'd have to consume 2,200 calories a day. And as far as macros, they are based off of how much protein, carbs, and fats that you consume a day. Protein is absolutely vital in any fitness journey. Whatever your goal weight is, you would have to consume that many grams of protein a day. As I kept up that routine every day, losing weight was so much easier for me. Now, every now and then, I would have cheat days where I am eating ice cream or pizza, but in moderation. It's important to not punish yourself for cheating. You have to learn to love yourself when working towards a goal, and therefore not beat yourself up over it if you fall off track. Just get back on track the next day. There's no crying. There's no crying in fitness. So that's my story of my weight loss journey. It has really changed my life drastically. I've been more confident than ever. I've been so much happier, and my attitude has really improved. I hope that my journey has inspired others. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions or comments you have in the comment section below. Be sure to give this video a like, and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're interested in seeing other content from me. Thank you so much.